He had CTE when he killed 4 people and himself.
New York City medical examiner finding Tamura had diagnostic evidence of low-stage CTE.
First time an NFL official publicly admitted there is a link between football and CTE.
CTE is a brain disease.
He blamed the NFL for his CTE.
Nobody saw this coming. A young man just 27 years old walked into a Manhattan skyscraper with an assault rifle, determined to make a statement that would shock America. He killed 4 innocent people and then himself. At first, it looked like another senseless mass shooting. But then came the twist. The New York City medical examiner revealed something chilling. The gunman, Shane Tamura, wasn't just another angry attacker. He had chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE.
The New York City medical examiner finding Tamura had diagnostic evidence of low-stage CTE.
The same brain disease linked to NFL players. And his suicide note? It blamed football itself. For those unfamiliar, CTE is a degenerative brain condition caused by repeated head trauma. It's most famous for being discovered in the brains of former NFL stars. But here's the shocking part. Tamura wasn't a pro. He was just a former high school football player. No college career, no NFL paycheck. Yet the disease was unambiguous. Low-level CTE was confirmed in his brain during autopsy. And that revelation has reignited one of America's most heated debates. How dangerous is football? Not just for professionals, but for the millions of teenagers who play it every year? Let's rewind to July. Tamura drove from Las Vegas all the way to New York City. He packed an assault-style rifle, parked near Park Avenue, and entered a skyscraper. Inside that building, the headquarters of the NFL. Authorities believe he intended to target the league directly. But in a tragic twist, he took the wrong elevator. Instead of storming NFL offices, he ended up on a different floor and opened fire. By the time it was over, 4 lives were lost. An NYPD officer, a Blackstone employee, and a Rudin management worker were among the victims. When police searched the scene, they discovered notes. Heartbreaking, angry words from Tamura. "Study my brain, please. I'm sorry." He blamed the NFL for hiding the truth about CTE. His note suggested he knew something was wrong inside his own mind. Memory issues, depression, uncontrollable thoughts. And he believed football was to blame. He wanted his brain examined, and indeed medical experts later confirmed his suspicion: unambiguous low-stage CTE. But the tragedy didn't end with science. It forced America to confront once again the collision of sports, health, and violence. The news exploded online. Supporters of stricter football safety pointed to Tamura's diagnosis as undeniable proof. Social media lit up with hashtags like CTE awareness and football reform. Parents of high school athletes demanded answers. If this could happen to a 27-year-old who only played in school, what about my kid? Meanwhile, critics argued the connection between CTE and violence isn't proven. They warned against oversimplifying a man's mental health struggles into just one cause. But the debate was unavoidable. Football, America's favorite sport, was once again under fire, not for wins and losses, but for lives lost. Experts weighed in quickly. Chris Nowinski, head of the Concussion Legacy Foundation, called it a wake-up call. He said, "We know high school players can get CTE. A 2023 study backs him up. 152 brains of athletes under 30 were examined. 41% showed signs of CTE. That's not NFL veterans. That's kids, some as young as 13. The message is stark. CTE isn't a professional athlete's disease anymore. It's creeping into the lives of young players before their futures even begin. So why does this matter? Because football is woven into American identity. Tamura's case proves that the dangers aren't reserved for million-dollar stars. They're present on high school fields across the country, and that raises uncomfortable questions. Should parents rethink letting their kids play? Should schools drastically limit contact in practice? Should America, the land where football reigns supreme, admit that its favorite game might be silently damaging brains, even before adulthood? It's a cultural dilemma with no easy answers. But here's the twist nobody expected. Tamura didn't even reach his intended target. He meant to attack the NFL offices directly, but his mistake sent him to the wrong floor. The league employees he seemed to blame most weren't even in his line of fire. Instead, innocent workers at other companies were killed. That tragic error adds another layer of horror. Was this really about revenge on the NFL, or was it a desperate cry from a man whose brain was already too damaged to tell right from wrong? That haunting question lingers. The NFL itself responded cautiously. The league acknowledged its grief over the lives lost, but stopped short of making new promises. They said, "There is no justification for the horrific acts that took place." Yet the NFL can't escape history. In 2016,
First time an NFL official publicly admitted there is a link between football and CTE, that deadly brain disease.
since then, lawsuits, documentaries, and tragic headlines have piled up.
CTE is a brain disease.
Aaron Hernandez, once a star tight end, was diagnosed with one of the worst cases of CTE ever seen in a player his age. He also died by suicide after being convicted of murder. Then there was Phillip Adams, an ex-NFL player who fatally shot 6 people before killing himself in 2021. Researchers found severe CTE in his brain too. And just this month, former Pro Bowl running back Rudy Johnson died by apparent suicide. His case sparked fresh calls for CTE research. Even without official diagnoses, the pattern is undeniable. Football's collisions aren't just costing players their knees or shoulders. They may be reshaping their minds, their emotions, their ability to control impulses. And in some cases, as Tamura's tragedy shows, it's costing innocent bystanders their lives. Yet scientists caution against drawing simple lines. Dr. Ross Zafonte, a leading brain injury expert, reminds us, many factors shape behavior. CTE is real, but it's not the only cause. Still, the coincidence is alarming. When you stack his struggles against the growing list of athletes diagnosed with CTE, the question becomes unavoidable. How many more tragedies will it take before change comes? And here's the kicker. Football isn't going anywhere. The sport makes billions, which means the fight isn't over brains, it's over priorities. So now the spotlight is back on us. Parents, coaches, fans. Should America finally confront the true cost of football? Should high schools rethink how kids are trained? Or should we accept the risks in exchange for touchdowns and championships? Tamura's final words were simple. Study my brain, please. I'm sorry. His tragedy may be over, but the conversation is just beginning. What do you think? Is football too dangerous, even for teenagers? Or is this just one case twisted by circumstance? Drop your thoughts below, and hit subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's biggest celebrity showdown.